Hello, hello, hello. TV review. Yeah. Dogs running wildly around. TV review. Picard Season 3. I'm not sure if I've ever really talked about the first two seasons. I can't remember. I talk about a lot of things. But everyone knows that Star Trek is better than Star Wars. Just is. Just is. It's your proper sci-fi. None of that sci fantasy nonsense with was it laser swords? No, nobody really likes Star Wars. They just pretend to like it so that their friends like them. So yeah, that's alienated all the Star Wars fans. But yeah, Star Trek. I've always enjoyed Star Trek as a boy. The repeats that they used to show on BBC Two, and then the Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager. Oh, there's always a part of my heart that will always be dedicated to Voyager. I always enjoyed that one. We don't talk about Enterprise. And then we've got the more modern stuff, which is... I've enjoyed bits of Discovery. The most recent season, we got bored with and we stopped watching. But that brings me back to Picard. Jean-Luc himself. Now, the first two seasons were... Well, the first season was bad. But in a kind of... There was lots wrong with the first season. Lots wrong with it. They tried to build a mystery. And it wasn't a very good mystery. And there were a lot of androids. Cyborgs, androids, not cyborgs. Cyborgs when they're still part human. There were a lot of androids in it, and then there was this hole and tentacles, space tentacles, which really didn't. And then Picard died, and then he got turned into a robot, which would have the normal lifespan of a robot with no extra powers. And you thought, well, what's the point in that? They didn't even give him advanced intelligence or, the ability to open tin cans with his thumb. It was just like, what? But we stuck with it because it was on Amazon Prime and we're paying for Amazon Prime and it was something to watch on a Friday night. So then Picard Season 2 comes around and we think, once bitten, twice shy. But we watch it because it's free. And that was an even bigger disaster. That was even worse. Even worse. I can't even really remember bits of it. I can't remember it. There was stuff happened, and then there was the Borg or something. Anyway, it was awful, truly awful. So by now you're probably thinking, Darren, why would you care about the third season? Why? I don't know. Maybe I'm a masochist. Maybe that's the issue. So anyway, we sat down for the third season. Again, a lot was promised because the old gang were getting back together, and so they were. But there was a new showrunner. I can't remember the guy's name. Terry Matalas, I think. Is that his name? Who took over from Kurtzman, who really shouldn't be allowed anywhere near a TV studio ever again, because he's an idiot. But this new guy, it was almost as if he actually, I don't know, watched Star Trek or understood the characters and their motivations and knew what to do with them, where the previous guy he had no idea. So anyway, it was structured really well. Because they could have, I don't know, introduced all the characters, all the old gang, immediately. Picard just, I don't know, bumps into them all or something, I don't know. But they didn't. They structured it really well to keep you kind of guessing. There was a bit of a mystery with the introduction of, Jack Crusher, who had a bit of a, it was almost like a British Kirk. He had a certain Kirkian aspect to him. And at one point, I thought that he was actually the son of Kirk. There was some weird genetic experiment going on, and they'd spliced the DNA of Picard and Kirk, and impregnated Beverly Crusher. That was an idea I had when I was watching the show, but it wasn't that. But anyway, it tootled along, and it was all right. It was all right. It was enjoyable, even though some notes of it were a little bit, kind. But the fan service, the fan service was just well placed, and they introduced a new character, Captain Shaw, who I really liked, who they wasted. But season 3 of Picard was probably one of the greatest turnarounds I've ever seen in television. There was a lot of fan service, but all of it was kind of deserved. It was earned. Even the resurrection of Data was earned, and that was later on in the season, around the midway point. But every little Easter egg was earned. It's like yeah, until the main villain was introduced. So, it was the Borg. Oh no! I was hoping it was going to be the Changelings. I was hoping it was going to be them. Make it a bit different. But they were working with the Borg. That bit didn't kind of work for me because But anyway, the Borg. It's the Borg again. But the spoiler, the Borg have been messing around with genetics. Clever that, because of Picard, because it got his DNA and whatnot, and only affected people under 25, which was beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. It was beautiful, and yeah, it was very enjoyable. It was very enjoyable. Apart from the Borg, could have left them at home, but it hit all the right points, all the right spots. Even the last episode, lots and lots of fan service, and I got a little bit moist in the eye hole department. I was like, they did all the he said the thing, and they did the things, and there was an Easter egg at the end. It's like, hinting at a possible continuation of the story. And I think again after watching the previous 2 seasons, it felt like Shakespeare. It felt like they'd really understood what Star Trek was and what it could be, and it felt like not necessarily a series, but maybe 2 or 3 films bolted together. It had that kind of pacing, and it was I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed all the old people, all the old wrinklies doddering around. I enjoyed that a lot. The resurrection of the TNG Enterprise, that was good. and so even seeing the old starships in dry dock or space dock was a good thing. And I thought it was a remarkable feat of storytelling and fan service. Even though the Borg, it's always the Borg. But there was one line in it when they say, "Oh, we haven't seen the Borg in 10 years." It's like, we saw him, it was last season. We saw him last season. Picard doesn't say a word. He just goes, "Last season," and he's still a robot. You'd think he'd remember. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. The missus enjoyed it, and it's just a shame that those other 2 seasons ever happened because, I don't know. It was just bad storytelling more than anything else. Again, people were going on about, I don't know, the woke agenda, and Star Trek's always been woke. I don't have an issue with that. It's just bad storytelling and characters doing the opposite of the thing that they said they were going to do, and none of it really making sense. Mysteries that don't really need to be solved. And knowing even more of Picard's backstory. Nobody cares. Let him be enigmatic. Let him be a mystery. And then them killing off. They keep killing. Oh, we killed Data. Oh, they've killed Q. It's like, do you have to keep killing off characters? Can't they just, I don't know, go somewhere else? Only for them to be resurrected. But yeah, it was good fun. It was good fun and not as bad as the other 2. And if there was a season 4, I'd only watch it if Terry Matalas, I think that's his name, I hope I haven't mangled it, is the person in control. Though he's talking about, was it Star Trek Legacy? But we've got to wade through Strange New Worlds. That's the one with horny Spock, which turned me off. And the finale of Discovery, which I've still got to watch the rest of the last season. And because that kind of just got a bit bogged down, you know. I enjoyed it up to a point, but then it got a bit bogged down. But yeah, that's it. I liked it. And like I said, Mr. Metallo should be given the keys to the kingdom and given total, utter control over everything. And I await him to disappoint me. Anyway, we'll do the YouTube thing. Did you watch Picard Season 3? Or 1 or 2? What did you think? Leave a comment in the box below. You won't. You never do. And thank you for indulging me as I wax lyrical about Star Trek. Oh, good stuff. Oh, and Walter Koenig doing a little tribute to Anton Yelchin. Oh, that was cool. Again, got a little bit misty-eyed. It was good. Thank you for watching. There's only one more thing left to say. By now you know what that is. And that is ta-da.